How we doing, guys? And it is now official. Martin Zubimendi is an Arsenal player. It feels like he's been an Arsenal player for a very long time when you look at how long it's been said this deal is done. We can go right back to January. But, of course, it's never official until it's official. And over recent weeks, there's been a lot of talk saying that his head has been turned and he's going to be going to Real Madrid. And no, not going to happen. And it hasn't happened. And I think maybe a lot of those question marks about him maybe changing his mind all stem from the fact that Liverpool thought they signed him a year ago and he decided to stay in Spain. He decided he wasn't ready to leave. So maybe there were those question marks for that reason. Now, he did have a release clause, and that is obviously going to make life a lot more easier. But the thing with release clauses is that they're normally paid in one go. Arsenal notoriously don't like to pay a lot of money in one go. And listen, it's quite common practice actually not to pay that kind of money in one lump sum. And because of the relationship that Arsenal have, they were actually able to do a deal which is effectively cost them more. Sociedad get more money, but we've been able to spread it over the course of 3 years. Which obviously helps us in terms of all these rules and regulations that you have to adhere to. But the release clause, if you're putting it into pounds, not euros, it's around about £51 million. And it looks like we are going to be paying around about £56 million. So £5 million extra, but with the opportunity of spreading it over 3 seasons rather than paying it in one lump sum. So that for Arsenal is a much better deal. And for Sociedad, they're getting more money. So it's a win-win all round. And we are signing an unbelievably good player. And I know that buzz of, the signings that you get and, that buzz you always get when a new signing is announced. I know that's kind of worn off a bit because it looks like, as I said, this has been going on forever. But do not forget for 1 second just how good Zubimendi is. And there was a reason why Real Madrid was sniffing around. There's a reason why Liverpool wanted him. It's because of how good he actually is. Now, I'm not going to sit here for 1 second and try and say that he is a Sergio Busquets, for example, which is what a lot of people compare him to. But what I will say is that he has his own qualities, and playing in that position of a defensive midfielder, he gives you every single thing you need. Now, the first thing I'm going to get into is his record of games and the amount he plays, because obviously you don't want somebody that's injury prone, and you don't want somebody that comes in and misses lots of games. That's been one of the big issues with Thomas Partey. Until last season, he was injured a lot. But yeah, the last 5 seasons for Sociedad, he's played over 30, La Liga games each season, consistent, always there. So that's a good sign. Now, I know some people will say, but the moment it comes to Arsenal, that's it, he'll get injured and he'll be out with hamstring injuries and all sorts. But listen, you can't predict, what's going to happen. And so far, so good. In terms of the injuries and everything, he's okay. He's fine. Touch wood. He's been at Sociedad all his career, started with the C team to the B team to the first team, and he's been there for the last 6 years in the first team. At Sociedad, itself can go right back to 2011 from the youth teams. But listen, he's a homegrown player for them, and he's a legend of the club at the end of the day. And he's a lad from San Sebastian, and yeah, listen, they should hold him in fond memory at the end of the day. And he's going to make this move to the Premier League, and I think that it's a perfect signing for Arsenal. He is a full Spain international, of course, won the Euros with Spain against England. And listen, his style of play likes to receive the ball deep. Very good in tight spaces. Very good at breaking lines. Very good at making those late runs. Not a goal scorer by any means. That's not his job. But his ball retention and the way that he can receive the ball in any kind of position, in any area, it doesn't matter whether somebody's, trying to press you, he's press resistant is what we would say. And I suppose that's where a lot of the comparisons to Busquets come from. I don't think you're going to find another player like a Sergio Busquets again. But when somebody is so good in a position, it's very easy to use him as the marker. It's like whenever you find a player that plays in defensive midfield, and even as a striker or a defender, there's always somebody that was the top player in that position, and everybody will say, were they like them? So it's very easy to see where the comparisons would come from. Spanish as well. So that's something. But in terms of his all-round technique, I just feel it's something that we've been lacking. Somebody that can dictate and control the game from deep and can break lines, set up the play, and be able to do the things that we've been clearly missing for a very long time. And at the end of the day, I think it's going to, only make players like Declan Rice and even Odegaard, have so much more control. And the likes of Bukayo Saka are going to enjoy it. And I just think it's a really, really good signing. And when you see the kind of money that's being thrown about at the moment for players and everything else, £56 million, that's an absolute bargain at the end of the day. And the one thing you will say about Arsenal is that although they kind of take their time, shall we say, when it comes to signings, they're clearly able to get good deals and get those deals over the line. And like I said, this is a player that Liverpool were after. Liverpool fans will say, well, it doesn't really matter. We were able to go on and win the Premier League. And that's right. Okay, cool, great, wonderful, wonderful. But at the end of the day, you were trying to sign him. Your fans were singing songs about him. Zubimendi, where are you? And at the end of the day, you see all across social media when it was announced that it looked like he was going to Liverpool. And there was a massive buzz around Liverpool for it. And they can't deny that. And at the end of the day, he's a quality player. And it'd be very interesting. Third game of the season, we go to Anfield. No doubt Liverpool fans will boo him, even though they've got no reason to boo him. But they will. They're just a strange bunch, aren't they? But at the end of the day, listen, he decided to stay in Spain. He decided to be loyal. Listen, it's very reminiscent, situation to the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing. Liverpool fans were saying that he needs to remain loyal and stay at his boyhood club. but then they're sitting there and having a go at Zubimendi when he decided that he didn't want to leave and he wanted to stay at his boyhood club. You see the hypocrisy here. But listen, at the end of the day, we've got a quality player. And I'm glad this is done and dusted. And listen, when you look at the fact that we've signed Gabriel to a new contract, and Miles Lewis-Skelly and everything else, and let's take our time, let's relax. Arsenal are doing the business. I'm confident we will get the rest of our business done. And yeah, I'm happy. Martin Zubimendi is an Arsenal player. Welcome to the Arsenal. And I'm looking forward to seeing him play, that's for sure. So done and dusted. That's simple. So you know what to do if you haven't already. Like and subscribe. And if you're new around here, yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like I said. And I will see you lot very, very soon. I'm out of here.